Wells neighborhood is an incredibly diverse place with rich history. The neighborhood was first developed into buildable lots around 1900 when Sheldon Wells' sheep ranch was subdivided by his son-in-law, Samuel Wheeler, after Wells' death. By 1907, Charles Burke had purchased and subdivided the adjacent ranch, and the neighborhood began to take shape. The neighborhood became home to some of the most beautiful homes in Reno, along with many locally owned small businesses. It even had a railroad and an electric trolley. The Virginia and Truckee Railroad ran along Holcomb Avenue until 1950, and in 1908 Charles Burke paid to extend the electric trolley line from downtown along Moran Street to Wells Avenue, where it ended at Cheney Street. Many of the neighborhood's former residents enjoyed the trolley until the service ended in 1927. The neighborhood thrived until the 1940s. This is where I come in. I am a small brick bungalow on Cheney Street in the Wells Neighborhood Conservation District, but this is not how it started. I was built in 1935. After the 1940s, widespread car ownership and a baby boom led people out to the suburbs. People outgrew their modest two-bedroom homes and were lured to the expanding suburbs with their modern electric kitchens, larger floor plans, and attached two-car garages. The old neighborhoods were abandoned and became rentals. Reliance on the automobile grew as the suburbs expanded further and further. The new air-conditioned one-stop shopping malls lured consumers away from the park and walk experience of Wells Avenue and Virginia Street. During this time, the Wells addition was rezoned for high-density infill development, which resulted in widespread incompatible infill. Huge rectangular apartment buildings sprang up between quaint brick cottages, adding to the devastation caused by suburban migration. The reputation and proud legacy of the Wells Avenue neighborhood declined for several decades. During all of this, I was inhabited by the man who built me, and then later his daughter, Candace. She raised her family in this home. Candace had one son and one daughter. They grew up in this home, and we had a lot of great times together. This family is the reason why I am still standing on my double lot. Everyone else's owners split up the lots to build another rental house in the backyard. Fast forward to the late 1990s and early 2000s, young homeowners and renters became fed up with suburban tract home conformity and long freeway commutes and began to rediscover the neighborhood. These urban pioneers bought and rented these old homes. They met and formed relationships with the long-term residents who had weathered the storm. Together, they created the Wells Addition Neighborhood Group. This group is diverse, but they all have the same values: location, history, and architecture, and they reject the dullness and lifestyle that comes with suburban planned communities. The group has done a lot of good for the neighborhood and me. They created a neighborhood watch program, pushed legislation on liquor store limits, got me new sidewalks and streetlights, and just an overall neighborhood cleanup. They even created this tree planting day called Roots for Wells Tree Project. They did all of this while keeping the neighborhood diverse. During our hard time, many working class people moved in and opened a lot of Hispanic and Irish-owned stores. Some stores of this time are still in operation. Some examples of that are the O'Brien Fuller's textile sign on Wells Avenue, many Irish bars still open, and the Desfile de la Fiesta parade right down Wells Avenue. All of this attention got the city of Reno to take action. On March 1, 2013, the Wells Avenue Conservation District was announced. The district is designated from Ryland south to Vassar and Holcomb east to Locust. This is the second conservation district located within the city of Reno. The conservation district gives the neighborhood significance of a historic district without the strict restrictions. Establishing a conservation district will promote and reinforce activities of this group while organizing the unique history of the area. The Wells neighborhood of today has experienced a renewed interest among homeowners and business owners. There is a culture in this neighborhood that comes with a lot of pride, which leads to improvements. That brings me back to me. A nice young couple named Austin and Aaron just bought me in October of 2014. Austin has been working every weekend and many weeknights to make me livable in a modern sense. He is almost done, and him and Aaron will move in and make me a home again very soon.